better listen now, or you haven't got a prayer. Let me break it down. Ooh. If you want someone to love you, baby, you gotta look like me. I'll be flawless, pure perfection, up a shelf.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicity Child Smith. I am here with, what do you want to be called?
My name?
She wants to be called her name. I am here with Jasmine Mitchell and her sister Erin Mitchell, but I think Erin Mitchell's going to be a private partner today. However, Jasmine, interject whenever you want. Today we are going to be talking about STX Entertainment and just how they fail as a company.
Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. So, STX Entertainment, before they were STX Entertainment, they were STX Financing. This is gonna be important later.
You hear that? It's important.
So in 2015, their first movie was called The Gift, which is a whole other video, just saying. But they should have known, like, with The Gift that they needed to pick better movies because, yeah, it was trash.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much. And STX is responsible for such classics as Bad Moms, I Feel Pretty, The Gift. Yeah. And their latest failed venture, Ugly Dolls.
As you can see in the back.
But here's the thing though, Ugly Dolls had potential where none of their other works had potential. That's the issue here. So I actually kind of want to do like a quick overview of the STX drama. So right now they are kind of going bankrupt, kind of going out of business a little bit, and last week was just an absolute train wreck. So this article came out talking about like the history of STX and like how they got into the financial trouble that they did. Basically, they were given copious amounts of money and they would waste anywhere from $20 to $80 million on any given project for both marketing and for like the actual project itself, whatever the production needed. But they just kept turning out one bad movie after bad movie after bad movie, as we were saying.
I Feel Pretty.
Yeah, I Feel Pretty.
Don't say anymore.
I Feel Pretty, Bad Moms. There's just so much. Oh, they did do The Upside, which did turn a profit for them, I think. I think that's their.
They had Kevin Hart.
That was like their only film where they actually like turned a profit, I think.
And actually had a good actor.
True. And they also just did Palms too.
Wait, isn't that movie about like the cheerleading grandma?
Yeah, it is that movie about the cheerleading grandmas. So, what do you say to that? Yeah, the company has a lot of issues. Actually, you want to know, we're just going to go into Ugly Dolls. Forget about the history of the company, you just know they're trash. I'm sorry. So, I'm going to take you on this journey with me. Last November-ish, I saw a trailer for Ugly Dolls, their first animated film. And I saw it, I'm like, you know, that's really cute. Like, I like animated movies, I'll probably watch it. It's dolls. I'm a big fan of dolls.
See, when I saw it, I was like, what is this?
You were like,
and then I turned it off.
Like, what is this? So you wanna, here's the thing though, I saw that one trailer once in November, forgot about it. Completely forgot about the entire movie, which they spent $96 million on this movie. 45 of it was on the movie itself. The rest of it was on marketing. And I saw one commercial in November, and then I saw one more commercial in April, like right before the movie came out.
See, I forgot about the movie completely until you brought it up to me.
See, I forgot about the movie completely. Like, you wanna know what I was doing? I was watching Marilyn Monroe videos.
Yeah.
Literally watching Marilyn Monroe videos. A commercial came up that I could not skip, and it was an Ugly Dolls commercial.
Of course you couldn't skip it.
No, I couldn't skip it. So I'm watching it going, you know, I remember this. I said it was cute. I was gonna see it. Lou walked onto screen. Evelyn, can you put a picture of Lou right here? This guy walked onto screen, and I was hooked. But that's a whole other video.
She was infatuated.
Oh, I was infatuated. talk about animated boyfriends. So they spent all this money, and then me personally, as someone who's like really into it, only
As we can see.
only saw 2 commercials. So where was this marketing? Also, a lot of the money also went into like the toys themselves, tie-ins. Like they had tie-ins at Cold Stone, at this place called Pinkberry, which you can only get in the South, I think. Yeah. I looked it up, and there was like Texas was like the only place.
It's really ironic. They had a lot of like tie-ins, like with places like Cold Stone, but then still everybody forgot about the movie.
True. Well, the tie-ins, I didn't start seeing the tie-ins until April, though, is the issue here. Like,
Everyone still forgot about it.
everyone still forgot about it, too. And it's not like they didn't try, because they had their Twitter page, their Facebook page, their Instagram. They did all of the social media, and they posted very frequently. They did a lot of interviews with the cast. Kelly Clarkson as Moxie, Blake Shelton as Ox, Wanda Sykes as Wage, Gabriel Iglesias as Bobo, Nick Jonas as Lou, just Pitbull
as the dog.
Pitbull as Ugly Dog.
That's
Just-
my personal favorite.
True. Did you know because of that movie and like Blake Shelton and Pitbull meeting there, they actually are doing an album together right
I
now?
have to go.
Yes.
This is too much.
They're doing an album right now.
What is Blake Shelton popular for?
Voice?
That's an actual question.
He's popular more for the voice than anything else.
Yeah,
'cause
like I didn't know who he was before the voice.
I knew who he was beforehand, but only because he actually has like my second favorite music video ever made. And like I saw it like one time, and I loved it so much that I never watched it again.
Continue.
And then they have like backpacks. Like I have a backpack over there, lunch boxes.
Do you have
Party-
a lunchbox?
Yeah, I do have the lunchbox. It's in the bag. Pencils, erasers, all kinds of school paraphernalia. Oh, not right now. I'll do that in a different video. So anyway, sorry. So anyway, they spent a copious amounts of money on just like stuff no one asked for.
Yeah.
And
To sum it up.
then the movie came out, and the movie itself only made $26 million.
Oh.
Only $26 million. Well, here's the thing though.
For
they
movies,
were
though.
Well, they were supposed to like go to China a lot sooner. Cause it was released in the U.S. like the week after Avengers came out.
Endgame?
Avengers
Ooh,
Endgame.
That's why it was not gonna do well.
Well, here's the thing though. Everyone knows. Everybody knows, except for STX, by the way. When you have a strange animated film, when do you release it? Typically,
Probably like around back to school.
August through November.
Yeah, because that's when kids are mostly like,
But
That
like
makes sense.
they were very adamant that they release in May, and God knows. Well, okay, I'm gonna say God knows why, but they were honestly hoping for the whole like Frozen shebang. Like
yeah.
like I think they were giving it a toss-up. It was Kelly Clarkson's "Broken but Beautiful" or "Broken and Beautiful"
Yeah.
song, but they also wanted Janelle Monáe and Kelly Clarkson for Unbreakable.
Yeah. So they were trying to have a Frozen Let It Go moment.
They were
but
trying
just
to.
didn't.
They just didn't. They were like trying to see which song would stick, and neither one of them would stick. This whole video is gonna be a mess because this whole thing's a mess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read a thing real fast. So, the dolls themselves came out in early 2000s. I want to say 2001 to 2004.
I shall look it up.
Yeah, look it up for me. Thank you. So the Ugly Dolls came out in the early 2000s, and it wasn't until 2014 that like Ugly Dolls being made into a movie.
They launched February 2001.
It was 2001. February?
Yeah.
I'm born in February.
Oh my god, they're
February
Aquariuses
4th.
too.
They are Aquariuses.
Oh my god.
So Ugly Dolls, the franchise, came out in 2001, February of 2001. And it wasn't until 2014 that people started talking about making it into a film. And it got tossed around quite a bit. And I don't know how STX actually like got a hold of it, but they
It would have
did.
made more sense for a bigger like animation studio to get hold of Ugly Dolls, even if it wasn't like.
Just, you wanna know what? As bad as this all turned out, I'm kind of glad Illumination didn't get a hold of it though.
Yeah.
Just saying, because they kind of like their jukebox musicals with title names, actors playing. So anyway, and it got tossed around. Robert Rodriguez, of all people, actually had a script for this. And STX looked at it and they're like, this is a little too complicated for what we're looking for. Can you kind of like tone it down?
Wait, so he already had like a full-on, so basically he was a fan fiction writer.
Well, no, like he was hired. He was hired on as a director. I'm sorry. He was hired on as a director. He had this whole script, had this really big idea, which I want to see his script, by the way.
Yeah, because apparently they didn't like it.
They're STX. So he had this whole script for them, and they said it was too complicated. They wanted it to kind of be dumbed down a little bit. Their target audience was very small children. So he left the project because he wasn't going to dumb it down. They hired on Kelly Asbury, who is known for such classics as Romeo and Juliet. He actually looked at this, so they gave him a script. And I'm gonna quote you what he says about that script. Romeo and Juliet director Kelly Asbury was later brought in to replace Rodriguez, facing a tight schedule in order to hit the studio's aggressive May 2019 release date. For me, it was a get-it-done situation, Asbury said. If I could go back, if I could rub a magic lamp, we would have had another year. But that was not the case, and I knew that going in. So, the director of Romeo and Juliet,
An all-time classic.
Knew that the script he had was absolute trash and wanted a year to fix it. So I want to know. So if he had that year, I want to know what his idea was gonna be.
Yeah, and how different the movie would have turned out, because as I was watching it, I was like, a lot of the movie itself, like the storyline seemed super rushed, and a lot of things just came out of nowhere, unless you knew like backstory about Ugly Dolls.
True.
And it was like,
well, they also clearly had moments where they were trying to Deadpool it as well, because it's like, how long have we been doing this? 2 months? 2 weeks? 83 minutes?
ha 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 ha
Ha! So, and then like they have a moment where like Lou, the villain of the movie, like leans in close to one of the characters' faces, and he's like, "It doesn't get better than this." And then another character off screen goes, "It was Bobo." He was like, "Oh, that's the name of our song," because it's the name of the song that they opened the movie with. So they tried to Deadpool it, and the movie had moments where it was very aware of what it was making, because in another scene where Nolan, the character with like the purple and green eye, he was just like, his name is Nolan.
I know, Jacksepticeye, mind you.
Oh, yes. So he's just like, "Who's Lou?" And then they're like, "Who's Lou? You don't know who Lou is?"
Hugh Nick Jonas.
Well, like, there's this musical sequence that they use. And then there's another musical sequence when, like, Lou is laughing at the Ugly Dolls, and then they're like, "Well, we'll just tell Ox what happened." And all of a sudden, he puts his hand up, and the music stops. So they clearly were going for, like, very, like, meta jokes, but never quite got there.
But they never landed.
They never landed. And as a friend put it, as a friend who went with me to go see it, he's like, "I just feel like they were doing whatever they could to get back at that ivory tower." Which I don't know if that's necessarily the case. They're trying to get back at STX for like limiting their creativity, but it definitely feels like they were trying to have some creativity, and it didn't work because the whole thing was just so rushed.
Yeah, you could tell.
Oh my gosh. So like, I don't have a source for this one, but I've heard from a few different like people like on forums and whatnot. STX Entertainment was told if they were going to have a successful animated movie, they didn't need to focus on the script so much as they did marketing. And that
I'll know how that went.
Oh yeah, that really went well. So right now I'm gonna go into the series of mishaps that happened. This is just crazy. So I know it doesn't look like a lot, but it kind of is a lot. But these are all articles that happened in a span of like maybe 8 days. STX Entertainment has an article about how Oren Aviv was like the head of STX Animation Studio that they're trying to get down. So he's actually having to step down as a consultant. And this whole article is about how they're having to let go of some employees or just flat out demote employees because they don't have the money to pay them.
Wait, because of Ugly Dolls?
Okay. It's not necessarily because of Ugly Dolls. So Ugly Dolls was the straw that broke the camel's back, and
After all their bad movies,
this was their final bad movie that they could financially handle. And since it went so badly, because they wanted this to be a franchise, they actually had a timeline where they're just like, okay, here we're gonna start the marketing, here's where the trailer's gonna drop, here is when the Ugly Dolls movie is going to premiere, then we're gonna have the Hulu TV series coming out in 2020, and then 2021 we're gonna have the sequel. They had this whole timeline planned out that this was gonna be like the next hottest franchise. It was supposed to be on Hulu. I have no idea if we're gonna get it. Like, there's an article, it's not this one, but there's another article talking about how he has to step down that actually says that they are gonna move forward with the Ugly Dolls TV show. But
like, what would they do?
You know, I have ideas, but they don't like good ideas, so why would I waste my time on them? So,
As example by I Feel Pretty.
as example of I Feel Pretty. And The Gift!
And The Gift.
Because, like,
The
okay,
Upside was a pretty okay.
yeah, but it was a remake of a French movie, so they didn't have to work so hard.
It's true.
So, like, I don't know if they're actually gonna go through with the TV series because of this. So they had another movie that was supposed to come out in August called My Spy. Alright, so Dave Bautista, who was Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, was doing a movie where he was basically the pacifier and then like Hulk Hogan's the babysitter. He's like this big assassin who finds himself taking care of a small
I saw
child.
that trailer and I cringed.
Oh, I did too. That was supposed to come out this August.
What happened to that?
It's a movie. Okay, it's already paid for. They already filmed it. They've been advertising it for months.
Yeah, because it's been in movie theater trailers.
They're pulling it from the theater. They're gonna release it like maybe next year. Maybe.
That does not make sense. Wait, this is an STX movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already bought paid for. And then they're talking about like how like the movie called Hustlers.
I love all the receipts you have.
The receipts. So then all of a sudden they're talking about like how they're just like flat out like don't have the money for anything. They have to cut these projects. Like this movie with Jennifer Lopez was being moved to like Universal Studios. It's some romance film. It's some rom-com. And it's being moved to different studios. Other projects are leaving the studio. They don't have the money for any projects at all. And like the one movie that they had coming out,
That's already paid for.
that's already paid for, already done. They're maybe will come out next year, maybe they won't. They don't know.
They should just release it. Like,
So
you only live once.
true. Here's the thing though, like what money do they have to lose? Maybe I'm stupid and I just don't know the film industry, but what money do they have to lose releasing a movie that they've already paid for and that they've already made?
Yeah, and I've already put trailers out and marketed it.
And everything, like, because by the time they put it in the theaters, everyone's gonna have forgotten about it, and it's gonna be another flop.
It's gonna be another Ugly Doll.
It is. It's gonna be another Ugly Dolls. And so, like, Jennifer Lopez's new rom-com was moved to Universal Studios. A whole bunch of projects left.
In another rom-com.
Oh yeah. Out of nowhere, there's this article. Like the literal next day after that one that just says My Spy is like moving, and the Jennifer Lopez.
Moved to Universal.
Is moving to Universal's, comes this article called Box Office. Hustlers has become a very important movie for STX Entertainment. It's a film with Constance Wu and Jennifer Lopez, and basically I feel like they watched Aaron's movie and just ripped it off.
Yeah, I mean Jennifer Lopez.
Thank you.
See?
Box, how do you feel about this? Ox 1 and Ox 2?
Ox 1 and Ox 2. Well, I don't know how to feel about that because I was too busy chasing the coyotes yesterday. Sorry. Okay, so
Continue.
Day 2. That was day 2 was the Forbes article. Day 3. Greenland. STX Gerard Butler led thriller adds Andrew Bachelor and Scott Glenn. So I think this guy's name on Vine was like King Bach or something. But now all of a sudden he's gonna be in a movie.
King. What?
Yes.
I have to go. The same guy who did the Vine where it was like a 1 year alarm wakes up in the morning and then he starts screaming at his phone. Same guy.
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh my god. Ew.
Next day, they're announcing new project that they're going to be doing.
I thought they were financially unable.
I don't know where they're getting the money for this.
I thought they pulled the movie because they said they don't have the money, even though they paid for it.
I don't know. So day 4 is an article from Variety. STX tries to put flops behind it as it searches for star executive fresh capital. So they basically want to rebrand.
What are they
But they
going
don't
to
have
rebrand to? XTS Entertainment? I don't know.
So now they're trying to find like new capital.
Why is Bob O'Neill in that picture?
I don't. But you wanna know what's funny? All these articles about like their big flops, Ugly Dolls is being featured on every single article.
Maybe they're paying people to say that they're flopping so that more like attention's being brought to them in their movies. It's like a little suspicious that all these articles all of a sudden with Ugly Dolls pictures are coming out.
It's just, I don't know, like, I feel like an insane person because, like, I've had an emotional roller coaster because I'm really attached to this company right now, and I'll just talk about that a little bit later. But, like, so now they're trying to rebrand and find fresh capital. So it's like, fine, whatever, just, you know, whatever. Day 4, STX nears deal to secure Saudi Arabia financing. And this has, and like, for past, like, 2-3 days at this point, it's all a bit about how they're gonna get their money from Saudi Arabia and how China won't give them any more money.
And I
See, Ugly Dolls was just a collaborative venture between like American funding and Chinese funding. So the Chinese also had like a hand in this too. You're not exempt. I'm sorry. I should feel bad because
Don't
like
feel bad.
the trading deals right now with Trump has like because like it prevented Ugly Dolls from going to China. It's gonna go to China August 8th, and
Oh, so they don't even know about this tea yet.
China does know about this tea
But
because
they don't know the tea about the movie. Like they haven't seen the movie.
I don't know what they have and have not seen because STX China has cut them off of financing. Because they were also like financing a lot of STX's ventures as well. Like their big breakout one where they're gonna like start like admitting that they're all coming together as as like one joint venture company was Ugly Dolls. So like I don't know, like I don't even know how to feel about this because this drama has been going on for like 3 months. I don't know what to think, and the only reason why I actually care is because I legitimately care about Ugly Dolls. That is the only reason why I care, is because I found myself all because of Lou. I admit it.
Because of Nick Jonas.
You want to know what? Can I tell you my history of like the Jonas Brothers, of like how I knew them?
The Jonas Brothers came
My
out.
sister would make fun of them. My sister would brutally make fun of them, and I didn't know who these kids were at all. And I didn't know who they were at all until like one of the brothers like had like that dance band. So when they ceased to be like the Jonas Brothers that we all know and love from Disney. Apparently I didn't know because my sister just made fun of them and I was too old at that point. This is another video altogether, but like Nick Jonas doesn't sound like himself in Ugly Dolls. It's really
He
strange.
doesn't. That's why I didn't think it was him. Like Gabriel Iglesias too. I didn't think that was him.
But can I tell you something that I do find really interesting? I'm gonna compliment Nick Jonas for half a second. I have nothing against him, just so you guys know. But like, he's the only one who actually like tried like a different voice to try to match his character, and he's the only one who sang outside of his genre. Cause his song is very.
That song is very not Nick Jonas.
It's not very. Well, also it's like very like pop Broadway.
Yeah.
Very, very pop Broadway, 70s a little bit. And everyone else is singing in their respective genre. Like
Yeah, like
Mox.
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, Moxie. Yeah, Kelly Clarkson is
Blake
just.
Shelton really isn't, but then again, he's like a major country singer.
Well, he actually. Well, that's another thing too. Is like on the soundtrack, there are a whole bunch of songs that never made it into the movie. Like Blake Shelton actually has a song called "Weeds and Wildflowers" that never makes into the movie.
I need to get it. What?
Weeds and Wildflowers.
No, he had a song in the movie?
That never made it into the movie.
Oh my god, STX really is a mess.
That pretty much is like the drama up to here. Like the only thing I have left to say is like stuff that I wish they had done.
Unless you want to do a separate episode.
No, we'll do the same episode. Alright, so we're gonna talk about the things I wish they had done. Because we have a list. Oh, we have a list. So, a little, like, okay, spoilers. Just so everybody knows, my entire channel is just gonna be spoilers. I'll be the spoiler queen. Because I don't talk about movies unless I, like, talk about all of the movies. So, I'll just talk about a little bit, kind of like the villain. So, Lou is a villain. I'm gonna make a whole video on him, so I'm not gonna go into, like, a whole bunch of detail, but bottom line, it is an uglies versus pretties movie. But not all the time either, because the movie.
Cowboys versus aliens.
Yeah, Cowboys versus aliens. Oh dear God. So this movie doesn't know what it wants, but the trailer that you watch, the one where you see like Lou and Nick Jonas as Lou, it sets up this premise of pretty people versus ugly people. So this is kind of a running theme in the movie, even if it isn't
motif, if you will.
Always explicitly there. Lou is a school marm who wishes he was a frat boy. Kind of like sets yes.
You're right.
He has this ideal, again, a whole video, this is very basic. So he's running an institute of perfection, and in order to get to the big world, which is the human world, you have to be pretty and perfect. Of which the ugly dolls are not. Obviously.
Look at them.
But also, like, in the movie, they already established that the factory has a quality control scanner, and if you are not, like, obviously one of their cookie cutter made toys that they're selling, you're just gonna be put in the incinerator. So these things already shouldn't exist anyway, so pretties and uglies.
So Ox ruined it.
He ruined everything! So the villain is saying you have to look and be a certain way that is my standard of perfection, of my standard of pretty, for you to even like try to get to the big world. That is the issue we're dealing with here is we have a certain set of standards, and if you don't meet that standards, you're not a human.
So it's basically segregation.
No, it's not even that. Basically, they're trying to tell you how to look, how to be in order to meet his standard. He's telling you, you have to look this way, you have to be this way in order to be perfect, this is my standard. So STX, when they were making the toys for the Ugly Dolls movies, they actually didn't make any dolls for the Pretty Dolls side at all. So you have Mandy, the Spy Girls, Nolan, Lou, Michael, Megan, and then we have the Zara Leander girl. So she looks like they're trying to be Zara. They look like they're trying to make her into Zara Leander.
You're right.
So we have all these pretty dolls, and the movie is about how you should be happy with how you look. You should be happy with yourself. You are perfect the way you are. You have value. You don't need to live your life by these set of rules, these set of standards.
Yeah.
And, oh, I finally said it good.
Uglylicious.
Uglylicious. Have an ugly day. You're the ugliest. STX did not make any toys for the Pretty Dolls at all. And they won't make any toys for the Pretty Dolls at all because that goes against the message of their movie, or at least they think it's going against the message of the movie. The message of the movie is you should be happy with who you are and how you are no matter what you look like. But they have an extreme prejudice against pretty dolls and they won't sell them at all.
Bum, bum, bum.
So they're basically doing what the villain is doing.
Yeah, they're basically like
but it's in the other direction.
It's very hypocritical.
It's very hypocritical. You should be ugly. Oh, you should be ugly. That's not what I was gonna say. You're ugly, and you should just deal with it. That's
You're
the message
ugly
of the
and
movie.
just accept it.
Just accept it, because, you know, sometimes these makeup channels just aren't for you. So, I kind of don't really care for the fact that they're trying to control, like,
Who you should like.
they're trying to control what character you should like. They're trying to control how you should see yourself as a person. Because let's face it, yes, they're dolls and they're toys, but it's all supposed to be like metaphor for conventionally pretty people and
like America's beauty standards.
And conventionally ugly people. Is that a thing?
I guess.
Idealistically ugly. But they're trying to control it in the opposite direction. Like, yes, you should appreciate yourself no matter what you look like. You should love yourself and all this jazz, but it creates that same issue that Meghan Trainor's song
Because you know I'm
all about that bass creates.
No.
It creates the same problem that the All About That Bass song creates, where it's like, yeah, you should be happy with like yourself.
But you can't be skinny.
But here's the thing though, you shouldn't be putting down others in order to uplift yourself, because then it shows your insecurity. And
I have so many issues with that song.
yeah, oh, I have so many issues with that song too. So here's how I would have fixed it. In all honesty, I think they should have changed their target audience. Their target audience should have been like the Hot Topic crowd. As someone who's part of that crowd, I can say that.
Me too.
It should have been the Hot Topic crowd, and they should have went like full in. They should have went full in sarcastic. They should have done their meta stuff. They should have had lots of fun with this. Like, if their thesis was you should love yourself no matter what you look like,
and
they should prove and who you are. They should have proved their thesis and just had like so much fun with it though.
Customize your own doll.
Ooh, yeah, customize your own doll, but like, here's what I would have had Ugly Dolls beauty products. Makeup palettes, eyeshadows, lip
magenta.
Yeah, lipsticks.
Wage Wildflower.
So like they should have done like makeup palettes, they should have had like other like beauty care products. They should have had fun with that, you know what I mean? Also, there's this other thing, I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but back when Wicked, the musical that came out, when they were marketing that musical, they had merchandise for Elphaba, and then they had merchandise for Glinda. So you could be the pretty pink popular girl, or the green girl who is emo and angsty.
Oh my god, Ox.
Yeah. So like they had the two different things, so you could like choose which one was more relatable to you. Are you Glinda or are you Elphaba? Why couldn't they do that with the ugly dolls? Like, do you identify more with the pretty dolls? Do you identify more with the ugly dolls? If it's all about you shouldn't care about how you look and you should be yourself, then shouldn't that be for everybody? Like, that would just be so much fun.
As much as STX was like, we're gonna go in heavy with the marketing, they didn't do a really good job at actually marketing towards many people.
No, and see, that's the other thing is like, why is this the only time a capitalist company doesn't capitalize to their fullest? Like, okay, because I want like pretty doll shirts. I want a shirt with Mandy on it that says all dolled up. I want a shirt with Lou on it. I know. I want a shirt with Lou on it that says, I'm sorry you're so ugly. Okay, so since it's an institute, it's a school, why not have like Institute
like the
of
Riverdale thing.
Like the Institute of Perfection Pride. Yeah. Like School Pride, Institute of Perfection shirts. Like, they could have done like so much. Like, cause right now, like, Ugly Dolls UK is doing Moxie Mondays. Like, they could have like had like what I want to do. I want to do like Moxie Makeup Mondays, where I do like an Ugly Dolls look. That might. I will do it with Papa, okay? It will just be like my normal goth makeup. Won't it? Kinda will.
Yeah.
So there's just so many things they could have done and so much fun that could have been had with the marketing. Because like, I don't know, my deal with marketing is like be as, like kind of like what Hunger Games did. Like they sold like makeup for the Capitol.
The odds were not in their favor.
The odds were not in their favor, yeah. So it irritates me. There's so much that they could have done. There's so much that they didn't do.
There was so much potential.
There's so much potential. I want to see Robert Rodriguez's original script. I want to see what Kelly Asbury would have done. I would have wanted to see anything.
But what happened?
But what happened? Like, I genuinely really like this film, but I like it more for the potential than what it actually is.
That's a good way of putting it.
And I think that's why I've spent like 3 months of my life of like this just becoming my aesthetic, is because like I want to see this actually like grow into something. So if they get to do the TV series, I honestly don't know what
Chances are
they'll do.
slim. I would bet it's like 10%.
At this point, it's got to be 10% because I honestly don't know what they would do with it. But
Would they make like a Moxie Makeup Monday and steal your brand?
you want to know what? We are going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this with marketing because it goes with them. So I have a Moxie Instagram page that's called Getting All Dolled Up, and it's a bastardization of like the Ugly Dolls aesthetic. So it's like Moxie at Sephora, Moxie at Ulta, Moxie
At Dry Bar.
At Dry Bar, Moxie at Starbucks. Just like she's a total like LA girl. That's the aesthetic that I'm going for with Moxie on this page. I started Saturday of like a couple weeks ago. The following Monday, Ugly Dolls UK decides they're gonna have what's called hashtag Moxie Monday, and like see Moxie travel around all around the UK. And they're basically like kind of like took my idea, but made it into like a travel vlog of Moxie just traveling around the UK, but styled the way I was doing everything. And like, see, STX, if you weren't so broke, I'd say hire me as your marketing manager or whatever the title is called, because I would do such a good job with this. I know these people because I am these people, and I'm not the only one. That's the thing is too. So here's another thing too. On the Ugly Dolls official Instagram, on their page, they're advertising and they're posting pictures all the time. In the entire comment sections, it's nothing but, we want Lou merch, we want Pretty Doll merch, can you make this for us please, can you do this? There's an actual Instagram page called Please Make a Lou Doll, and that's all it is the same picture over and over and over again that just says please make a Lou doll. This person, she's from Hawaii, and she actually started a petition to make a Lou doll.
You know what we should do? We should just make our own Lou doll and see what they do.
You know what? I don't want to get sued.
You don't have to show them, they don't have to know.
Like, cause even broke, they still might have enough money to sue me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm not the only one, and this is the most frustrating thing in the world, is just a company that has all the resources. They were STX Financing before they were STX Entertainment. They just recently got into the film industry.
Is there a story as to how they became an entertainment company?
So, I don't know the story of them going from STX Financing to STX Entertainment, other than it just sounds like they just wanted to.
Yeah.
There was no article that definitively said that, like, oh, by the way, because like even this article, the one that kind of like goes over like the history, just says in late 2015, the fledgling studio STX Entertainment was riding high on the success of its first movie. So even then, it doesn't say, well, they went from this to
Did it have a
that.
successful movie?
So, well, it did The Gift, which I don't know how that happened. Bottom line, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is a stunt. I don't know if this is not a stunt. Either way, STX, if you like see this video, which I doubt,
I really hope they do.
contact me. We'll talk about me buying everything for Ugly Dolls, the licensing rights, the copyrights, the distribution rights, everything. We'll talk about it, because I'm gonna own this franchise one day, and I'm gonna do this movie right, because you guys really messed up.
Can I be on the production team?
You will. I'll even see if Robert Rodriguez will like put up with coming back, because I want to know what his script is first before I just say, well, mine's better. But I'm serious, like, This, I don't know why I'm so invested in this, but this is...
Just look at Moxie.
Yes! This is Moxie! This is the baby angel!
Excuse me, my Bobo. No!
You wanna know what? Don't
Everyone, please edit in a crash sound at that.
Dude, by the way, so you guys know, in my defense, I took her to the movie theaters this week, and she yeeted Moxie across the room.
I did not. That is lying. You know it. I yeeted it at you. I said I'd consider taking it and yeeting it across the room.
Okay, so I handed her Moxie because she asked to, and she just threw her at me.
No, I made a joke and then I threw it at you.
They're like, how dare she? How dare she?
And I didn't even, it wasn't difficult.
Like, I have to deal with the bruises. When I take her to the grocery store with me, and people see the bruises on my child, they're gonna come at me.
Wait. Can we still appreciate it's just a blank face? You're just like, I'm gonna deal with the bruises of my child.
So,
Wait, how do you feel about this?
wait.
Oh no.
This video is clearly over and it's gone sideways, but still a better movie than Ugly Dolls at this point. So we have that going for us. My name is Felicity Child Smith. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Victoriana Gray, one word, Gray with an A. And I have here Erin Mitchell with me. You can find her on Instagram _Renaissance Woman, and she does the Gentleman for Cinephiles. We have Jasmine Mitchell here with us. You could find her Instagram of Big Ol' Bobo.
That's not my main channel.
Big Ol' Bobo.
_.jazzyman._
That place.
That's my Instagram username.
Well, this is all gonna be like links in the description. So, this is videos edited by Evelyn Smith. You can find her on Evie Override, her YouTube channel, and her Instagram channel. So thank you for staying with us this long, and hopefully you come back, because
They will.
yeah, I'm gonna have tons of Ugly Dolls content because I'm a monster.
You're a Moxie.
I'm a Moxie. And bye.
I know you're home to go to the big you know where, and you're here to try to earn your ticket there. Better listen now, or you haven't got a prayer. Let me break it down. Ooh. If you want someone to love you, baby, you gotta look like me. I'll be flawless, pure perfection, up a shelf.
That was a mood.
You look like that girl from.
You look
I look like Sadako.
How?
Urameshi.
Everyone's keeping
Moxie,
the
cover your eyes.
Okay, never mind. I lied. You just look like Sharon Tate.
You wanna know what? I look like Cher.
You do look like Sharon. Oh my god. Yeah. No, put it on the other side.